It's mid-March, so spring has sprung, but the plants that are evergreen show their true evergreenness. Let's go take a look at them. We're gonna take it up a notch. He has slightly different walls. I'm curious to know if I'm gonna get right down here. You can see that ladybug larvae. Bam! Pull the thing down like a monkey. Well, ignore the weeds, but this is a green tea plant, and this girl is a genuine evergreen. The leaves hold up really well through winter, even the colder winters. This last winter was warm, but typically she comes out of winter looking fantastic. A green tea plant. Yeah, this is what you make the white tea, black tea, green tea, and oolong tea. I think you make those 4 different teas out of this one species. And she grows fantastic here in Zone 7. This little beauty here is called the bay leaf tree, and it's marked as Zone 8 plant. I overwintered it this year here in Zone 7, and she kept all her leaves, and she looks fantastic. She'll grow as a shrub. You just need to prune her and kind of work it so it does grow as a shrub. Or if you leave it alone, I believe it will grow to some substantial height and be a bay leaf tree. But nevertheless, she's going into the ground this spring. She will be a full-time outdoor Zone 7 plant, bay leaf tree. This beauty right here is called a strawberry tree. This is a dwarf version. She's a full-blown evergreen, and the leaves hold up really well to cold winters. Now, she's a lot like the Loquat in that she wants to bloom in late fall, early winter, and fruit right about now. The problem is that the flowers get zapped by the cold weather. Now, what's really unusual this year is about 4 weeks ago, I noticed another batch of flowers coming out of this plant. So is that second batch of flowers going to get us fruit? I'm not too sure. But it makes this nice red fruit, which is so attractive against the shade of green, evergreen green that you get from the strawberry tree. I got to throw this girl in. She's not an evergreen, but she is so beautiful. This is the double-flowered red atomic white nectarine tree. She's just absolutely beautiful. The Loquat is a subtropical fruiting plant. The Loquat fruit is about the size, almost identical in color and shape to an apricot. And the flavor is a lot like an apricot. Apricot has a single seed in it. She'll have, if I remember, about 4 seeds. This is really a nice evergreen plant that tolerates Zone 7. It's got nice, big, giant leaves, glossy green leaves on her. It's just a very attractive plant and a very unusual fruiting plant. Well, I put this girl in a prominent location. Can you tell? She's right along the main road because I want people to see this girl. This is a guava. It's an evergreen plant. Zone 7 is basically its upper northern limit for cold weather. This year we put a little plastic pup-tup over it. I'm filming a year-long video on how we make those little pup-tups work. Please subscribe to our channel. But anyway, very confident that this guava is going to bloom this year and we may get guava fruit. This is a truffle-bearing oak tree. So it's an oak tree inoculated with, I think it's the bacteria or the fungus that will grow out truffles. It'll take a few years for her to grow truffles. What we noticed in the previous winter is it did not do very well over winter. The leaves were still on it, but she just looked a little sickly. So this year we covered her with these little cheapy pup-tup tent things. It made a difference. She looks a lot better this year. I'm gonna have to give her a little extra water and try to bump up the growth on her and thicken up that stalk so she doesn't need to be covered over winter. But she's an evergreen. Excuse the mess in the background, but these 2 girls are the Oregon grape and the Agrita. The Oregon grape is Oregon's state flower. It does make an edible fruit. The Agrita is a very thorny leaved plant. Now the Oregon grape is also, but the Agrita takes it to another level. It's like a American holly on steroids. It makes a nice little fruit that's kind of like a reddish, pinkish type color from what I've seen. She's yet to fruit. We need to set her free in a full sun location. The Oregon grape, I'm not too sure if it wants full sun. I've been working and piddling with that poor thing for a long time. She really deserves to be set free in the ground. Well, here at the end of our herb garden, we got this rosemary, and this rosemary is looking absolutely fantastic through the winter. Young rosemary plants will not survive zone 7. That's our experience. This was, I think, planted a 2-gallon pot, planted maybe in spring, and she got a running start, and since then she's done just fine winter after winter. The aroma coming off of this rosemary is spectacular, and there's so many benefits to the rosemary plant. Folks ought to integrate rosemary into much of their culinary, into their diet. This is a very valuable herb, and she's a true evergreen. These are Inkberry. They're not really my #1 fruiting plant out here, but it is another unusual plant to grow in here, and that's why these Inkberries are at happy. She's an evergreen. That's the Inkberry. Well, we're going to end this video with 2 native trees that are absolutely spectacular evergreens. This behind me is a Magnolia. It's just amazing at just how beautifully dark green and healthy its leaves are, no matter what the winter conditions are. This full of snow with the kind of the green in the background is really truly amazing. This is the American holly, and boy is she a full-blown evergreen tree. It's a very slow growing tree. It takes a long time for her to get as tall as this one, which is at least 30 feet tall. But she tolerates any conditions thrown at her here in zone 7. Hey, I hope you liked this video. Please hit the like button. Hit the like button if you didn't like the video. It's all good. Please subscribe to our channel as we stand up this 2-acre exhibition garden and turn our residential home into a home that's as off-grid as possible using off-the-shelf stuff. Take care of yourself. Take care of someone else if you can. Love you. Bye.